So yeah, I'm Catherine. I am 17 years old. I go to Cerritos College. I don't know if you really remember that, so I just thought I'd mention it. So my presentation is not going to take the whole time, so there's going to be a little bit of time to talk. If during the presentation you have anything to add or any questions or I'm talking too fast, please just interrupt me. I have no problem with that. And so I'm going to be talking about beach days in Southern California. Has anyone been to the beach? In my last class, like no one really had. So, has anyone ever been? No? Okay. So you guys are going to learn some things today. That's good. Just give me a second to get everything ready. I'm really sorry that I'm not fluent in Chinese like Joy is. She's great. But if you have anything to add, you can type it in the chat or you can say it out loud. There's definitely no mistakes. Please don't be nervous in front of me. And if you want to type it in Chinese in the chat too, I can try and translate it and give you an answer. So I'm going to start the presentation. So can everyone see that? Can someone just let me know if they can see that?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So today I'm going to be talking about beach days in Southern California. I'm going to talk about where you should go, what you should bring, what you should do if you ever visit. Has anyone ever been to California or to the US at all?
No.
No? Okay, cool. You guys are going to learn something. So I live in Southern California. So I live in the bottom half of this state that I've circled right here. And I moved here a couple years ago. I used to live right here in the middle in Oklahoma, and so I didn't have beach whatsoever. I was totally landlocked. So I came out here and I just fell in love with the ocean. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. So where I live in Southern California is known for some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. And I'm going to be talking about 4 of my favorites. So if you ever come out, you know where you should go. So those are Seal Beach, Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, and Laguna Beach. So Seal Beach is the one I definitely go to the most with my friends. It's a really young atmosphere. There's actually me and my friends on that beach. There's a ton of food you can eat for really cheap. The last group told me about night markets. It's not exactly like that. We don't really have those, but it's just a lot of restaurants lining the street. This is one of my favorites, the Hangout. There's a ton of stuff that you can get there. Mexican food, Italian food, pizza, ice cream, anything you could think of, it's going to be there. And then one thing I really love about Seal Beach is this pier in the bottom right-hand corner. So the pier extends really, really far over the water into the ocean. So if you walk all the way to the end, you're just standing over the middle of the ocean. And it's really cool in the day and like kind of scary at night. But I really like doing that. I've been there quite a few times. Then Huntington Beach is famous for surfing. And so this guy that you see in this picture right here, he is actually the brother of the Japanese silver medalist in this previous Olympics for surfing, and he is training for the next Olympics. And I just met him randomly on the beach one day, and that was really, really cool. So Huntington Beach is home to a lot of the professional surfers. So you can go and just watch them like just be incredible in the water. And then Huntington Beach also has a ton of seafood. So sushi and poke. This was a poke bowl I had once, and it's really good and super fresh. And then Newport Beach is more of a residential area. A lot of people live on this beach. A lot of people, if they can afford it, will build homes right on the sand. So they walk out and their front yard is sand and water, and it's beautiful. There's a lot of biking that is done. We have really, really big bike lanes. And so a lot of people bike for fun and competitively. And then as you can see, these little channels right here were man-made. So anyone who lives on over here, if they're wealthy enough to have a boat, they can just park their boat in front of their house and boat around wherever they want to go. So that's another big draw. And then my favorite beach, just because of how beautiful it is Laguna Beach. In my opinion, it's the prettiest, the most photogenic, um, and it's a really big vacation spot. So people love to come here and spend a week, and it's a lot of foreign visitors as well. So I really love it down there. It's a lot of very high-end shopping. Does anyone have any questions? Did anyone have a favorite beach out of the four? All right, that's cool.
Well, the one with the guy surfing, it seems pretty cool.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. I really, really like Huntington. Have you ever surfed before?
Yeah, I think so, but that was when I was really young and I only kind of like lay on the surfing board. I didn't
Hey,
actually
that
learn something.
that counts though. Um, no, it totally does. It's cool. Everyone starts somewhere. I'm glad you surfed before. It's a really fun experience. Thank you for sharing. So, next, I'm going to move on to what you should bring. So if you ever come, you definitely want to be prepared. So I want to make sure you guys are, good to go. I always like to bring a waterproof speaker because if you come with a group of friends, you can bring music. And always make sure it's waterproof because it will definitely get wet, 100%. And then I like to bring a book sometimes if I don't feel like getting in the water. Or if I do feel like getting in the water, I'll bring a surfboard or a boogie board. And I did swim competitively, so if I feel like getting in a workout, I'll bring goggles. Then definitely, I would always bring sunscreen and sunglasses to protect from burns. Don't make the mistakes I've made. I have definitely gotten some really, really bad burns. I looked like a tomato, a strawberry, any of your assorted red fruits. It wasn't good. Um, and then always a swimsuit or a wetsuit, which I should have put a picture of, but a wetsuit is pretty much it's what you wear when you go surfing, and it's like a giant black, um, like it's super thick, and it's just an insulated full body suit. So you kind of look like a penguin. Um, and yeah, they're really warm though, because when you go surfing, if you're in really cold water, you don't want to be freezing the whole time. And then I would always bring money to shop for food or clothes. I always get hungry when I'm at the beach, so I always bring money for that. Then the next thing I'm going to talk about is what you should do while you're there, how to make the most of your time. So one of my favorite things that I'm learning to do is surfing. So surfing is really huge down here. It's a big part of the culture. And so the first thing you would do is get a board. You can buy one or rent one. That's actually my friend picking out her board. And there's a lot of surf shops down here that you can like personalize a board. Like they're dedicated to making the board and designing it exactly the way that you want it. So that's really cool. They're kind of expensive, but it's very cool. And then what I've done is I've taken lessons because it can be kind of scary to just go out in the water and try and figure it out on your own. So it's where you hire a professional and they come out in the water with you and show you what you need to know how to do. And so I actually took one of my friends on one of these lessons and I made a video about it. It's really, really short, but I'm going to just show you guys that video really fast. Okay. Sorry, oh my gosh, what did I do? Okay, give me a second. I'll fix this. Does that look crazy to you guys too? Like there's like 7 of my screen? Okay, here we go.
I overheard that she was 19.
So like I said, really, really short, but I caught a little tiny wave at the end and I was very excited about that. So does anyone have any questions? Anything they want to add? All right, that's cool. I'm going to keep going. So the last thing I wanted to mention was where you should go shopping if you come. So I would definitely recommend Huntington Beach if you're looking for surf shops and summer lifestyle, more, fun, like younger things. I know you guys are like 13, 14, so I think you guys would really, really love Huntington Beach, the one with all of the surfers. And then if you guys ever come when you're older as a vacation or something, I would definitely recommend Laguna Beach. It's really, really pretty. There's great higher end shopping and really American clothing styles and jewelry. And I really like it a lot. So those are my favorites. That's the end of my presentation. I know it's a little short. I'm sorry about that. But does anyone have any questions? We can totally talk about something else, like not related to the beach at all. Or I can ask you guys questions and you can answer in the chat. It's totally up to you guys, whatever you want to do.
Yeah. Do you remember the first time that you went to the beach and like how do you feel about it?
Yeah, I do remember the first time. So, my first time, I was really, really little. So, I had still lived in the middle of the country, and I came out when I was really young to meet some family, and I was like really surprised. Like I had never seen like the water before. I had like the time of my life. It was in the middle of winter, and the water was freezing, and I didn't care at all. I just like played in the water for like probably 3 hours. Yeah, so I loved it for sure, first sight. Has anyone ever wanted to travel to the beach or to America in general, or does anyone have any travel plans in the future? Does it snow in the beach? Okay, that's actually a really interesting question. It does not snow at the beach. I don't think that's ever happened. It definitely we're really close to the equator, so it's usually pretty warm here year round. Winters are not too difficult. It doesn't really get below 70 degrees Fahrenheit. I think you guys use Celsius. America's weird. We still use Fahrenheit. I don't know why we do that. But it doesn't snow. But in Southern California, there's some mountains. So if you drive like an hour away from the beach, you're on a mountain and it's snowing. So not at the beach, but near the beach. Yeah. Um, and I heard there's a lot of mountains where you guys live. Is that true in Taiwan? It's a lot of mountainous regions. Does anyone play any sports or have any hobbies? I heard about cram school. Does anyone here go to cram school? That sounds really intense. So yeah, I heard about cram school last session.
I don't really go to cram school, but do you have any cram school in the US?
We don't have cram school in the US. I was really shocked to hear about that. So you guys are really young. You're doing it to get into high school. So pretty much when you're in middle school here, which is when you're about 14, same age, um, you go from middle school to high school, and there's no tests to get into high school. You go wherever's closest. That's in the public school system, or if you want to go to a private school, you have to pay for that. Um, but there's no real like testing until you want to go to college, and then you have to take the ACT or the SAT. Um, and then those are really big tests, but you don't actually go to a school for them. You just kind of study on your own. But they are very intense to get to get into the top colleges. They're a big deal, but no real cram school. That's crazy that you guys go to school and then like more school. That must be a lot. Let me see. What communication? Oh, this is a great question. Yeah. So I can actually show you. Do you guys use iPhones or Samsungs? I never know. We definitely use iPhones here the most. And so you can customize your home screen. I don't know if you guys can see that. You can like make it, you know, pretty if you want to. So I did do that. We use Snapchat, which looks like this. Oh goodness, this is kind of hard to show. I'm so sorry. Anyway, Snapchat is like you take a picture and you send it to your friend with like a caption on it. So that one is more for like funny random stuff. And then we use iMessages, which is the messaging app that comes with our phone. And that's like just regular texting, like individual private messages. And then for social media, we use Instagram. That's like definitely the number one social media we use is Instagram. What about you guys? I've heard, I don't really know what I've heard. I heard that a long time ago, so maybe it's changed. Do you guys use social media or?
I like to use Instagram too.
Instagram? Yeah, that's a big one here. Does anyone, do you guys watch YouTube or Netflix or Disney Plus? What are your favorite shows or movies? Or music? Favorite music? Do you guys listen to like Asian music more, K-pop, American music, European, South American?
Oh, I have a question.
Yeah.
So you said that American goes to the high school that is nearest to their homes. So is
Mhm.
there still like good high schools and bad high schools?
Yeah, definitely. So it's interesting because unfortunately, if you live in a poor neighborhood, usually your high school is going to be not well funded, so it'll probably not be that great. And then if you live in a richer area, your high school will be great. But a lot of people, the way they get around that is going to private high schools because you can pay to get into a private high school no matter where you live. So that's the difference, the public and the private systems.
So would they travel farther to get to like better high schools?
Yeah, definitely. I know people, I actually go to a private high school, but I went to a public high school for 2 years and I went to a private high school for 2 years. So I did both. And And I know people who drive an hour every day to get to my private high school, so they definitely commit to it.
So do you need to wear uniforms to school?
Yes, we do. I have pretty much worn uniforms my whole life. Usually it's a plaid skirt and like a polo shirt, or as you get older, they become more relaxed as long as you're in school colors or wearing a school shirt. Do you guys have uniforms too?
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
we do.
Do you like them or no?
I don't like them. I think it's not comfortable.
Oh, uncomfortable. Okay. Do you have to wear a skirt or?
Yeah, both. We have skirts and shorts.
Okay, interesting. So it doesn't get cold there? You don't have like pants?
Yeah, we have pants, so it will change.
What's the weather like in Taiwan? Do you guys have really cold winters?
It's not really cold.
Huh, okay. It's
Or
nice.
only
You guys,
sometimes.
do you get summer year round then? Just like us over here. That's pretty nice. Does anyone else have a question? Or I can ask about you guys. Okay, let me think. Is anyone else learning any other languages besides English? I mean, you guys know English pretty well. Do you still study it, or do you guys how do you guys know English actually?
Well, actually, in school, they just kind of teach the basics.
Hmm. Wow, that's really nice. The language most schools teach here is Spanish because we're right above Mexico and all of the Central American countries. So um, but no one actually really learns Spanish. Like you're in the Spanish class, but like you don't no one actually really comes out knowing Spanish. So like the fact that you guys know English is really phenomenal. It's really great. Is anyone interested in traveling anywhere when they get a little older? Does anyone have like a least favorite subject in school or um I'm not sure.
Well, P is like the best because you don't need to actually use the brain.
That's very true. You don't. Are sports a big deal in Taiwan? Because in America, they like if you play a sport, a high school sport, it like takes over your life. Like it's a huge, huge deal. Do you guys play a lot of sports?
Well, we play volleyball between classes, yeah.
Okay, cool. Volleyball is really good. A lot of people here play volleyball. Um, but for a lot of people, sports is a way to get into a good college if they don't test well on the exams. If you're really good at a sport, a college will accept you to be on that team. So for the college.
5 more minutes. Do you have any questions for Catherine? Hi, class. Do you have any more questions?
Popular beach games? Okay, so kind of like you guys, we play volleyball a lot. There's at most beaches, there's actually like courts made for the public to play volleyball on. A lot of like younger little kids will build sand castles. They'll mix sand and water together to make it like sticky, and then they'll build sand castles. And then there's this new game that boys really like. It's called, oh, what's it called? I forgot what it's called. But spike ball. It's called spike ball, and it looks like there's a little net that they put on the sand. It looks kind of like a trampoline, and it's a little bit off the sand, like it's on a stand, and you hit a ball and it'll bounce back up. And it's like you hit the ball down and it comes back up, and you're trying to get the person across from you to miss the ball. And it's like gotten really big all of a sudden. So spike ball, it's a big one right now. Have I ever tried extreme sports? What counts as extreme? Like snowboarding or rock climbing or surfing? Are those extreme? Or like BMX biking? I've done surfing. I've done a little rock climbing. I've done some hiking, but I haven't done any like competitive biking or what else is extreme? Never been bungee jumping. I don't know if that's extreme. So I haven't been skydiving. I have not done that. Have you? It sounds pretty cool though. I'm a little scared though. I don't know if I would have the guts for that, you know? Or kite surfing. I haven't been kite surfing, but it's really fun to watch. So there's kite surfing, and there's also one where they tie a parachute to a boat, and then the boat starts going and the parachute rises, and the person who's in the parachute like rises like way above the boat into the sky. I've seen that quite a couple times. So yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with the ocean. People get pretty creative. But yeah, I guess I need to try some new things. You guys are right. Any other questions? We have we have 1 more minute. So any last minute questions? I know you guys have one more lesson to sit through. It's the morning for you guys though, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. It's you guys are on military time or like 12? Do you guys go to 12 hours or 24 hours? Like the way we
12 hours.
12. Okay. So for me, it's 7:25 right now in the evening. What class do you have after this? What class is this? What is this for? Is this for English?
Yeah, English.
Okay. Wow, that's cool. So what do you have after? Or does everyone have a different schedule?
Yeah, we have like 6 classes like in one semester.
Okay, yeah, that's the same in America. But online, you guys are all still online, is that right? Or virtual, or remote, I don't know what you guys call it. Luckily, I'm back in school, but I can imagine that still being remote would be, that would be very hard on me if I was still remote. What kind of animals are common at beaches? Yeah, so unfortunately, the most common one is stingrays. They are really plentiful right now. They have kind of settled on the Southern California coast, and they settle under the sand. So when you're walking on the sand, a lot of people get stung by the stingrays that are hiding under there. So we have this thing called the Stingray Shuffle. So when you walk into the water, you should never like stomp, like walk normally. You're supposed to like shuffle because they'll sense the vibrations of your feet and move. Hey. I am going to go to my next class. You guys have Batista. She's awesome. Thank you for participating. They're really great. You're going to be fine. They're very easy.
Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys for having me. See you.
See you.